One of the most expensive retirement mistakes often begins with a beautiful view, a free lunch, and a sentence that sounds harmless. Wouldn't it be nice to have a vacation place you can return to every year? That is the emotional power behind timeshares. They are not usually sold as complicated contracts. They are sold as memories. The pitch is simple. You have worked hard, you deserve predictable vacations, and your family will thank you for creating a tradition. It sounds warm, responsible, and even financially smart. But that is where many retirees need to pause. A timeshare is not just a vacation, it is a long-term obligation. And the wealthy often understand this difference before they sign anything. The first problem with timeshares is that the sales pitch focuses on the dream, while the contract contains the reality. You may hear about family trips, luxury resorts, and rising hotel prices. What you may not fully absorb in the moment are the annual maintenance fees, possible special assessments, financing charges, exchange fees, booking limits, and resale restrictions. The upfront price is only the beginning. Many buyers make the mistake of thinking, if I use this every year, it will eventually pay for itself. But that math can fall apart quickly if the annual costs keep rising or if your life changes. Retirement is not one fixed season. Your health, income, family situation, and travel preferences can all shift over time. A vacation you love at 62 may feel inconvenient at 75. Your grandchildren may grow up, flights may become more expensive, you may want to explore new destinations, or you may simply get tired of going to the same type of place every year. But the fees do not disappear just because your interest fades. That is why flexibility matters so much in retirement. Wealthier retirees are not avoiding timeshares because they dislike vacations. In many cases, they spend generously on travel. The difference is that they usually prefer to rent, book, and choose based on their current needs. One year they may take the family to the beach, another year they may go to Europe, another year they may stay closer to home. They preserve choice. A timeshare can reduce that choice. The second major issue is maintenance fees. These are ongoing charges that owners often must pay whether they use the property or not. The resort still needs staffing, insurance, repairs, landscaping, cleaning, and upgrades. Those costs can rise over time. If the property needs a major renovation, owners may also face special assessments. That means the guaranteed vacation can become more expensive than expected. And unlike renting, where you can simply choose a cheaper option next year, a timeshare owner may remain responsible for the bill. Another problem is resale value. Many people assume that because they purchase something called vacation ownership, they will later be able to sell it like other property. But timeshares often do not behave like normal real estate. Some are difficult to sell. Some resell for far less than the original price. Some owners discover that the main thing they are trying to escape is not the property itself, but the continuing fee obligation. This creates a painful reality. Buying can be easy, but exiting can be hard. And when owners become desperate to get out, they may run into another risk. Timeshare exit companies. Some may be legitimate, but others use pressure tactics, charge large upfront fees, or make promises they cannot keep. A retiree who was already pressured once during the purchase can be pressured again during the exit. That is why anyone who already owns a timeshare should move carefully. Start by reading the contract. Find out exactly what you own, what you owe, whether there is a loan attached, and what official exit options exist. Contact the resort or developer directly and ask whether they offer a surrender, deed back, or resale program. Get every answer in writing. Do not rely on verbal promises. There is also an estate issue that many people overlook. A timeshare bought for the family may not actually be wanted by the family later. Adult children may not want the annual fees, travel restrictions, or responsibility. What was intended as a gift can become an unwanted burden. Before assuming your children will enjoy inheriting it, ask them directly. The most important point is this: timeshares should not be viewed as investments unless the numbers truly support that claim. For many people, they are better understood as prepaid vacation spending with continuing costs. That does not automatically make them bad, but it changes how you should evaluate them. If you think of it as an investment, you may justify costs that do not make sense. If you think of it as a lifestyle expense, you will ask better questions. Would I still want this vacation 5 years from now? Can I afford the fees if they increase? What happens if my health changes? Could I rent the same type of vacation for less? How difficult would it be to exit? Would my heirs want this responsibility? These questions matter more than the glossy brochure. A good retirement decision should increase your peace of mind, not create another bill you feel trapped by. Vacations should bring joy, rest, and connection. They should not become a source of stress, regret, or financial pressure. This does not mean every timeshare owner made a mistake. Some people understand the costs, use their timeshare consistently, and truly enjoy it. For them, it may be worth it. But many retirees buy under pressure, without comparing alternatives or fully understanding the long-term commitment. That is where the danger lies. The smarter approach is to separate the dream from the contract. You can still travel, you can still create family traditions, you can still enjoy beautiful resorts, but you do not always need to own the obligation in order to enjoy the experience. Sometimes renting is not throwing money away. Sometimes renting is buying freedom. And in retirement, freedom may be the most valuable asset of all. At the end of the day, retirement should not be about collecting more commitments. It should be about protecting your time, your choices, and your peace of mind. A beautiful resort can be rented. A family tradition can be created without a lifetime contract. And a great vacation does not become more meaningful just because it comes with paperwork. Before saying yes to any timeshare, step away from the presentation, run the real numbers, and ask one simple question. Will this still give me freedom 10 years from now? If the answer is unclear, walking away may be the smartest vacation decision you ever make. This is why the smartest retirees do not make vacation decisions while sitting inside a sales room. They make them at home, with a calculator, a clear mind, and no one pressuring them to sign. They compare the annual fee with the cost of renting. They look at how often they truly travel. They think about health, family schedules, inflation, and whether they may want different destinations later. Most importantly, they remember that retirement money has a job. It should support the life you want, not trap you inside a contract you slowly regret. If a timeshare genuinely fits your lifestyle, budget, and long-term plans, then it may be worth considering. But if the only reason you want it is because the presentation made it sound urgent, exclusive, or too good to miss, that is the moment to slow down. The best financial decisions rarely require pressure. And that simple truth applies far beyond timeshares. In retirement, every contract, every investment, and every financial promise should be judged by the same standard. Does it make your life easier, clearer, and more secure, or does it quietly take away your options? A product can look attractive in a brochure and still be wrong for your real life. A salesperson may focus on the benefits, but your job is to study the responsibilities. Because once retirement begins, money is no longer just about growth. It is about control, flexibility, and avoiding decisions that create stress later. This is where many people get caught. They evaluate a decision based on how it feels today, not how it may feel 10 years from now. In the moment, the resort looks beautiful. The presentation sounds professional. The numbers seem manageable. The idea of guaranteed vacations feels comforting. But retirement planning is not about making today feel exciting. It is about making tomorrow feel stable. A smart retiree understands that every recurring payment has to earn its place. Maintenance fees, loan payments, insurance premiums, membership dues, and contract obligations all compete for the same retirement dollars. And when too many of those dollars are already spoken for, life becomes less flexible. You may still have money coming in, but fewer choices about where it goes. That is why the best decisions are usually made slowly, not under bright lights, not after a free meal, not while someone is telling you the offer will disappear if you leave the room. The best decisions are made when you have space to think, compare, and ask uncomfortable questions. What is the worst-case scenario? What happens if costs rise? What happens if I stop using it? What happens if my family does not want it? What happens if I need that money somewhere else? Those questions may not be exciting, but they are protective. The wealthy are not always better with money because they buy more complicated products. Often, they are better because they avoid unnecessary complexity. They know that a simple rental, a flexible travel budget, or a plain cash reserve can sometimes serve them better than a contract wrapped in beautiful language. So the lesson is not to stop traveling. The lesson is to protect your freedom while you travel. Enjoy the resort, take the trip, bring the family, make the memories, but do not confuse a wonderful vacation with a financial commitment that may follow you for decades. Because in retirement, the real luxury is not owning the same vacation every year. The real luxury is being able to choose the life that fits you now. And timeshares are only the first example.